Welcome back to another episode of Insights with Vinny Mac. My name is Vince, aka Vinny Mac. Thank you very much for joining me for another episode, another insight. This has been an incredibly difficult 2 weeks for me. I've been battling a lot with internal struggles and depression and physical struggles as well. I've been battling flu. Health-wise, I've been feeling exhausted, burned down, completely run down. I think I've overcommitted myself on so many different levels with just no clarity, no idea what it is that I want to achieve. It's just that I wanted to do it. It all sounded good and it seemed good, and it left me frustrated and burned out at the end of the day. So I guess the flu was just the way of my body saying that you need time to take time out, or you need to take time out and just reflect and understand where you are and where you are headed. So that gave me a chance to really ask myself the question, how do I become a better version of myself? How do I improve in terms of my current situation, where I am, and where I wish to go with my life? And it's been a burning question, and it's been a frustrating question. It's been extremely difficult answering it, and I've come up with a few concepts as well that has really been helping me in terms of getting the momentum going again in my life and moving myself forward. And I want to share these with you in the hopes that it will help you and inspire you as well with regards to your journey, where you are at in terms of your particular journey. Now, before we dive into all of that, as per usual, if you are new to the channel or if you haven't yet, please by all means do subscribe to the channel. Like the content that I'm sharing on here. It does help me a lot in terms of my engagement, in terms of making my product available to a wider audience. If you find value from this, then please do share it forward with the next person. Let us help impact as many people as we can by sharing the content with others as well. And if you do have any comments or feedback that you would love to drop, then please by all means do share it on the platform. I really enjoy hearing from you and getting your feedback as well. But let's look at the question, how do you become a better version of yourself? And I really hope that you can enjoy this particular insight. Okay, so this week I was really pondering a question, how do I become a better version of myself? When you're battling with depression, and it doesn't help if you're having the flu as well and your body feels weak and run down, but you do have a lot of time to reflect and a lot of time to think. And I started asking myself that question, how do I become a better version of myself? So being in self-development, I understand and I know the importance of declarations and affirmations and just getting that mental switch. But I also know that the importance of it comes down to how much you actually buy into the belief of what you are saying. Because I can say that I'm a strong, committed man. I love the life that I dream of. I'm wealthy and I'm prosperous. But if I don't believe what I'm saying, if I don't buy into what I'm saying, then it doesn't help me saying all of these things of my life. I can repeat it 1,000 times, but there will always be that inner resistance. And as long as that inner resistance happens, those things are not going to take heart in terms of my subconscious or my spiritual man. And it's not going to be real to me. When it's not real to me, it's not going to affect my life and affect the changes that I want in my life. So I started moving away from just saying affirmations and doing declarations. I still do them because they're still a very important part of who I am and what I want to achieve with my life. But I started asking myself empowering questions with regards to the situations that I'm facing. Last week when I was going through a depression, when I was going through a difficulty in my life, I had to ask myself, if I continue down this path, this line of thinking, 5 years from now, where will this line of thinking actually take me? Where am I going to end up being? Holding on to depression, feeling like a victim. 5 years from now, it's going to take me so much further away from where I desire to be with my life, where I desire to give with my work, the life that I desire to give to my daughters. I can't achieve that life by focusing on the negativity, focusing on the pain, the frustration that I'm dealing with at this moment in time. Yes, I have to acknowledge that it does exist, that I am depressed, that I am frustrated, but I don't have to be stuck in that particular situation. I can ask myself empowering questions to get myself out of that situation. So that's the first concept I want to share with you today. Start asking yourself empowering questions with regards to where you are and where you choose to be. Okay, the next concept that she spoke about that I really loved was, raising my tolerance levels. I'm one of those people that used to get so frustrated with regards to circumstances and situations. I could not take on a challenge, and then when I get frustrated, I was just like, okay, well, this doesn't work. It's not for me. I'm not going to do this anymore. That is the person that I used to be. And, in terms of developing myself and growing myself, I've had to learn on a subconscious level to raise my tolerance levels. I didn't know that was what I was doing. I watched this video very recently and I thought, wow, that is actually what I've been doing with my life. That is actually what's been helping me move forward, moving me closer to becoming the man that I desire to be with my life. The fact that I've been raising my tolerance levels, the fact that I've been able to deal with situations, with frustrations, with much more calm, with much more ease. Taking away the emotional aspect from it all and looking at it objectively and saying, all right, what is it that I'm trying to achieve in all of this? I acknowledge that, yes, I'm frustrated. I say that I'm frustrated. I acknowledge that I'm frustrated. But then I start saying, okay, I accept and understand that I'm frustrated in the situation. But what does it help me becoming frustrated? Am I moving myself forward? Is this empowering me to go forward or not? Again, I'm asking myself empowering questions in the situation. And by doing that, I've been able to really push through the frustration barriers, push through the limitations that I used to impose on myself by just making that simple switch, that simple change in terms of my thinking. Alright, and then the final part of, becoming a better version of yourself, or what I've applied to become a better version of myself, was, rewriting my beliefs. And again, I'm referring back to Leila Mose in the conversation that she had on her particular channel. And she asked 4 specific questions that I want to share with you because, I found them very empowering. They really help me through difficulties and challenges and blockages that I do face in terms of my journey, in terms of the path that I want to be at, or the level that I want to live my life at. So when I hit the stumbling block, when I hit the roadblock, these are the 4 questions that she asked. These are the 4 questions that I asked myself as well. And the first thing that she asked herself was, is it true? And I look at my challenge and I look at rebuilding my life and I'm asking myself, is it true? Can I rebuild my life? Can I become that man that I aspire to be with my life? Is it true? Yes, it's true. I can rebuild my life. There's been people that has been far worse off in worse situations than what I'm currently finding myself in, and have been able to turn their lives around. So there is a proven blueprint, there is factual evidence of that people can turn their lives around. So it is true for me. Second thing is it absolutely true? Because sometimes you need to convince yourself that, that it really is possible, You think that it's possible, but you kind of don't know if it's really possible for you, and you need to convince yourself that it actually is possible. Then I start looking back at references in my own life, in my own personal walk, where I overcame challenges and beliefs and situations where I didn't think I could get past this, but I got past it. So it is absolutely true that I can do what I regard as unthinkable, or what I regard as being impossible. The next question she asked was, is it a productive thought? That was a powerful question because, we tend to focus on things that are unproductive, and we linger on unproductive thoughts on a day-to-day basis. And if you want to become more effective in terms of your time management, catch my next video where I speak about time management as well. And I'll maybe touch on this particular thought concept as well, of is it a productive thought? And yeah, you need to ask yourself, is this productive? Is this moving me closer to the dream, closer to the goal that I have for myself? Because when you can do that, when you can break away from all the trivial thinking and all the trivial beliefs, then you are going to start moving and you are going to start becoming a better version of yourself. The last question she asked herself, and this is one that I really, really love. It's, what would it be like if I didn't believe this thought? Now ask yourself a moment, take that in and absorb that for a moment. What would it be like if you didn't believe that one particular thought that is holding you back from living the life that you are capable of living? Because I want to give you something to chew on while you're thinking or pondering that particular thought. Back in the 1950s, the general consensus and the general belief up until that particular point was that the 1,500 kilometer event, or the mile as it's commonly known in the States, could not be run in under 4 minutes. And that was the belief from the early 1800s up until the 1950s. It was scientifically proven that it couldn't be done. But what happened was so fundamental in terms of beliefs and what we believe is possible. And most people in the self-development sphere love using this example because of the power behind it. Roger Bannister was a part-time athlete, a part-time doctor, and he believed that the mile could be run in under 4 minutes, and he set out a goal and a desire to achieve it and to show that they can run the mile in under 4 minutes. And at the 1954 event, I think it was in Oxford, I'm not sure where the exact event was, but I just know it took place in 1954. He ran the mile in under 4 minutes. Now, here's what's so powerful about all of that. Okay, like I said, scientifically it was proven that it couldn't be done. But as soon as he crossed the finish line, the announcer made the announcement. He said, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Roger Bannister just ran the mile in 3 minutes. And as soon as he said 3 minutes, everyone just went loud. They went raucous, they couldn't hear the rest of the announcement. And the rest of the announcement actually said he ran the mile in 3 minutes 59.54 or 53 seconds. He ran it in less than a second of what they said was a physically impossible barrier. So ask yourself, what is the impossible barrier in your life that has been proven cannot be broken? Because back in his day, science proved that you couldn't run the mile in under 4 minutes. But he didn't buy into that concept. He didn't buy into that belief. And the other amazing part of that particular story is just 46 days later, it took all these years to get to the point where they ran the mile in under 4 minutes. But then it took 46 days later for someone else to break his record. So, impossible is not, cast in stone. It's a belief. And once you shift your thinking, once you shift your belief, and once you start asking yourself, what would it be like if I didn't believe this particular thought? That is when your life is going to be so much more different. Okay, so I hope that you took value from this particular insight. I hope that you're going to take this on board and just really applying these thoughts and thinking that I've shared on this particular concept to make yourself a better version of yourself. Because again, abundance is our birthright. We were not meant to be living lives of just getting by, barely getting by. So stop making that your focus, stop making that your belief, and start understanding and accepting that you are meant for so much more, that you are infinitely greater than what you give yourself credit for. Okay, I hope that you got value from this insight. I hope that it helps shift your thinking in terms of what is possible for your life. If you did get value from this, or if you have any thoughts with regards to what I've just shared today, please by all means drop me your comments. I would love to hear from you. Like I said at the top of this episode, if you haven't yet, please by all means subscribe to the channel, like the content. It helps me circulate the content to a wider audience. And if you have taken value from this, please share it to the next person. My goal is to impact as many people with insights from both a godly perspective as well as from a coaching perspective, helping people take their lives from where they are to where they are capable of being. I really look forward to catching on my next insight. I really look forward to hearing your feedback and hearing your comments. So for now, this is Vinnie Mac saying change your thinking, change your world.